When a helicopter costs $28 million, you expect something extraordinary. But the Airbus H225 Super Puma isn't just extraordinary. It's a beast that rewrites the rules of what a civilian helicopter can do. This is the machine that oil rig workers trust with their lives in the harshest conditions imaginable, and the same aircraft that rescue teams deploy when everyone else says it's impossible to fly. Think of it as the helicopter equivalent of a Bentley truck. Massive, powerful, and surprisingly elegant, despite weighing over 11,000 pounds empty. And today, we're going to explore every inch of this aerial powerhouse. Before we dive deep into the cockpit, let me hit you with some numbers that'll blow your mind. 2 engines pumping out over 2,000 horsepower each, a range of over 500 miles, and the ability to carry up to 19 passengers in its civilian configuration. But numbers only tell half the story. What makes the H225 truly special is its ability to laugh in the face of weather that would ground lesser aircraft. While your typical private helicopter is sipping cocktails in its hangar during a storm, the Super Puma is out there, punching through 60-knot winds like they're nothing more than a gentle breeze. Let's start with the heart of this beast, its power plant. The H225 runs on twin Makila 2A1 turboshaft engines. Each of these engineering masterpieces produces 2,101 shaft horsepower. That's not just overkill. That's the kind of power you need when you're carrying 19 passengers and their luggage through challenging conditions. The cockpit is where things get really interesting. Stepping into the flight deck of an H225 feels like entering the bridge of a spaceship. The glass cockpit features 5 large LCD displays that show everything from flight parameters to system status. But what sets it apart is the 4-axis autopilot system. This isn't your basic autopilot that just maintains heading and altitude. This system can automatically transition from cruise flight to hover, maintain position in winds that would send smaller helicopters tumbling, and even execute search patterns autonomously. One of the most impressive features is the advanced auto-hover capability. Imagine you're flying in zero visibility conditions, maybe at night over rough seas. The H225 systems can maintain a perfect hover position within a 3-foot cube of airspace. That's like balancing a pencil on your finger while riding a mechanical bull. Except the helicopter does it perfectly every time. Speaking of rough conditions, let's talk about the weather capabilities of this machine. The H225 is certified for flight into known icing conditions. For those of you who aren't aviation geeks, that's a big deal. Ice formation on helicopter rotor blades is usually a recipe for a very bad day. But the Super Puma has an advanced rotor de-icing system that allows it to operate safely in conditions that would ground most other helicopters. Let's move to the cabin. This isn't just a flying bus, it's more like a flying executive suite. The standard corporate configuration offers seating for 12 to 15 passengers in leather-clad comfort. The cabin is 28 feet long, 6 feet wide, and 6 feet high, giving passengers plenty of room to move around. But what's really impressive is how quiet it is inside. The advanced soundproofing and anti-vibration systems make conversation easy, even at cruise speed. Speaking of speed, the Super Puma cruises at 171 miles per hour. That might not sound impressive compared to fixed-wing aircraft, but for a helicopter this size, it's moving. More importantly, it can maintain that speed while carrying a full load of passengers and fuel, even in hot and high conditions that would cripple lesser aircraft. The avionics suite is where this helicopter really shows its technological prowess. The flight management system can handle everything from basic navigation to complex search and rescue patterns. The weather radar isn't just for showing storms. It can detect wind conditions and turbulence, helping pilots find the smoothest route through rough weather. One of the most underappreciated features is the health and usage monitoring system. This system constantly monitors thousands of parameters across the aircraft, from engine performance to vibration levels in critical components. It's like having a team of engineers watching every part of the helicopter in real time. The system can predict potential issues before they become problems, allowing maintenance to be scheduled proactively rather than reactively. The fuel system is another engineering marvel. With a maximum fuel capacity of 2,620 gallons, the H225 can stay airborne for over 5 hours. But it's not just about capacity. The fuel system is designed with redundancy in mind. Multiple fuel pumps, separated fuel tanks, and cross-feed capabilities mean that even if part of the system fails, the helicopter can continue operating safely. Let's talk about safety features, because this is where the H225 really shines. The aircraft is designed to maintain controlled flight even after losing one engine at maximum takeoff weight. The emergency flotation system can keep the helicopter afloat in rough seas, and the emergency exits are designed for rapid evacuation if needed. The electrical system is equally impressive. Triple redundant generators mean that losing one or even two electrical sources won't cripple the aircraft. The emergency batteries can power essential systems for up to 30 minutes, giving pilots plenty of time to find a safe landing spot if all generators fail. For those interested in the cargo capabilities, the Super Puma can carry external loads up to 4.5 tons. The cargo hook system is rated for heavy lift operations and includes load sensors that feed data directly to the cockpit displays. This makes precision lift operations possible even in challenging conditions. The environmental control system deserves a mention too. It's not just air conditioning. It's a complex system that maintains cabin pressure and temperature while filtering the air. The system can handle extreme outside temperatures from -40 degrees to +50 degrees Celsius, keeping passengers comfortable regardless of external conditions. Now, let's talk money, because owning an H225 isn't just about having the purchase price in your bank account. The base price of a new H225 starts at around $28 million. But that's just the beginning. Most operators end up spending $30 to $35 million once they've added their preferred options and customizations. But the real story is in the operating costs. Running this beast will set you back about $4,000 per flight hour. That includes fuel, which this helicopter drinks at a rate of about 160 gallons per hour, maintenance, parts replacement, and crew costs. Annual maintenance alone can run up to $1 million, especially if you're operating in harsh conditions or offshore environments. Insurance? Expect to pay around $300,000 annually for full coverage. But here's the thing. If you need what the H225 offers, these numbers start to make sense. When you're running offshore operations where downtime costs hundreds of thousands of dollars per day, or when you're operating a VIP transport service where reliability and safety are non-negotiable, the Super Puma's costs become an investment rather than an expense. In the world of heavy-lift helicopters, you truly get what you pay for, and the H225 delivers value that justifies every dollar spent on it.